Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Renee Plain. I am the owner of In Plain Sight Marketing. We're a full-service marketing and public relations agency headquartered here in Carson. We've been in business for over 11 years now, which is crazy. I've partnered with the Hub, and we're super excited to put this content marketing course together. So you should all know that this is a 9-week course, and you can kind of come and go as you want. We're recording these, which is always fun. So if you miss one, they are recorded, and there will be worksheets every time. So the way this will work is we'll kind of go through what content marketing is, and then we're going to work on specifically content buckets today. So my presentation is what you have in front of you, and I think we're ready to go. Everybody is good with what we're doing today? Okay. All right. Yes. But this is going to be a working and learning session. So there's spots in this workbook for you guys to work through content buckets, start thinking about which ones you want to do, start coming up with ideas. So before you get too far into what is a content bucket, let's talk about content marketing. So what do you guys think content marketing is? It's content of value, right? I want to focus on the value piece, but content of value that you're putting out into the world that is about your company, but not like that super direct hard sale. One of our buckets is promotions, but it's a small piece of the content marketing puzzle, right? So yes, our world is inundated by content. Our world is inundated by content, and there's a lot of noise out there, right? So making sure that we're participating in the conversations, that we're putting information out into the world ourselves about our businesses or our services, products, in a way that adds value, that makes people want to engage with your brand, that makes them want to come in and take a look at who you are and what you do, and ultimately do business with you. Whatever that business may look like. It might be memberships, it might be coming in the door, it might be sales, it might be hiring you to do a service, buying a product. But ultimately, we're just trying to create relationships and trust with people who are looking to do business. So
proposition value.
Kind of a proposition value, but it's a little bit more, right? So
like solving some kind of type of problem.
Well, that's what your company does, right? Your company solves some type of problem. So you want to share what your company is solving and that problem, but you also want to do it in ways that aren't like super hard hitting as far as like sales, because that turns your audience off, right?
To create some kind of like relationship with it.
Yes. Yeah, so people like to do business with companies they know and trust, and that's where your content marketing comes in. It gives you that opportunity to build those relationships and build trust without even ever meeting someone in person, right? So people are interviewing you online without you even knowing it. We like to be safe. We like to be in our own little bubble. We like to be anonymous until we're ready to make that purchase, right? Or make that next decision into whatever it is. So your content marketing allows you to build the relationship, build the trust, give them something to look at, get them to like you, because they want to like you if they're going to give you their money, right? They want to feel good, especially right now as we're getting into like harder financial times. People are still spending money. They're just a little choosier about who they spend it with. They want to feel good about how they're spending that money. Okay. So now that we kind of have an idea, and content marketing could be anything you put out onto the internet. So it could be blogs, social posts, videos, pictures, anything like that, anything that's a content related thing. So a lot of people say, well, that's great, but what do I put out there, right? So that's where content buckets kind of comes in. So it's categories of what you could talk about. You're giving yourself some framework and some structure, so you're not sitting there every day going, well, crap, what do I post about today? Or what am I going to put out? Or what am I going to blog about? Or, you know, what am I going to do? So if you've come to Marketing Club in the past, you've probably looked at, like I see you've got some of the worksheets. You're gonna look at, you've done an analysis of what you've done, where you've been, and then maybe also what your competitors are doing. That's a great way to kind of see that research piece and see what other people are doing and then apply it to your business. So those content buckets are your categories of what you might want to write about or post or blog about or do a video about. And so there's lots and lots of different categories, but let's start with 10, right? And then we're going to narrow it down to what feels good to you, like 5 or 6. Okay, so we've got education, inspiration, personal, promotion, conversational, entertainment, user-generated content, UGC if you ever see it online, product content, lists and tips, and success stories and testimonials. So let's take a deeper dive into that educational piece, right? So the educational, it teaches your audience how to do something new or introduces a new topic and gives a basic understanding. And as we're going through these topics, if you see one that you're like, oh, I've got so much good content I could put in there, just put a little star next to it so you don't have to remember it when we get to the worksheet piece. So that might be an example might be your how-to videos, pro tips, taking your FAQ section if you have one on your website and putting it into more content, or building out an FAQ section, frequently asked questions, any PSAs that you might want to put out there. We work with the Douglas County East Fork Firefighters Protection Association, and we put out a lot of PSAs on their behalf, like it's National Burn Awareness Month, so we're putting out PSAs on how to keep your kids safe, where do most of the burns happen, what do you do if burns happen. It's educational, right? We're giving something of value to people who are following us. Else? Yeah.
So, not an answer, but a question.
Yes.
Mary Claire, I'm going to pick on, or use your example, is teaching people how to compose a good photograph while simultaneously convincing them, boy, I need to hire her to do it, because I can't do that.
100%.
Is that a tricky balancing act?
Yes and no. So,
good answer to it, balancing.
yes and no. Yes, because you're giving them something of value, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're also showing that you're the expert within your industry. And so if somebody looks at something and goes, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do all that stuff with aperture and f-stop and like lighting and all the things, and oh my gosh, then I have to think about positioning, and I'm just going to hire Mary Claire because she obviously knows what she's doing.
That's the balancing act, is to give them something of enough value they'll keep coming back.
Yes.
And starting that relationship without giving away all the answers.
Right.
I think that's the trick.
Right. The educational content bucket is really your space to shine as your industry expert, right? So you're educating people on whatever oils, right? The appropriate oils, because sometimes when you use essential oils, things can go a little sideways,
right?
If you're not safe with it.
Some are toxic for certain people or times of life.
So making sure that they know what they're doing, but also that you can be seen as a resource to come back if you have more questions. So it's really your area to shine as the expert in your industry, to give those tips and to have them keep coming back. Like these tips, come back for more. I drop a new whatever every Tuesday, or getting them to a spot where they can expect to get more value from you as you go on. Absolutely. Second bucket, inspiration. So provides inspiration and motivation to your audience that needs encouragement or positive messages, helps them get into that better mindset, right? So maybe you're my friend Renee over here, and you're helping people get through really hard things, working through emotions, getting past the barriers. Well, sometimes when you're working through hard things, you need that little extra inspiration and motivation, right? So putting some, I'm sorry? Solution, yeah, solution, but like you're not alone, right? Like, you know, oh gosh, I'm trying to come up with an example.
With that experience.
I'm sorry?
It's like you're not the only one going through
that
experience.
You're not
whether
alone.
It's aging, or whether it's weight, or whatever it is, you're not alone.
Exactly.
And some people use this as the inspiration to get motivated.
Exactly, exactly. One of our clients, and this is, you know, kind of a simpler, not super serious side of inspiration, but one of our clients is a wedding venue, so we put out inspirational love quotes with images, like put the quotes on the images of our beautiful venue that we're promoting, right? It inspires love, it inspires hope, it inspires what marriage is supposed to be about, and it might be hard work, but man, the good times are so good and it's worth the fight, right? So it's putting those things out there, so you don't have to be creating a life-changing solution for people to still have those inspirational quotes. So that might be, you know, again, inspirational quotes, maybe a positive article that you found, or a video that you create, or, you know, just lovely meditation for like your moment of Zen for the day, right? That would inspire me to just take a breath and keep going. And I wouldn't use, so again, when we're thinking about all these different buckets, our goal is ultimately to get people to purchase from us or become our customers, right? But we don't always want to be selling, because that just, like, if we're beating people over the head with sales, it gets hard and it gets old. So it's okay to post something that's just inspirational, just to put it out there and not be selling, right? Like, it's okay to put something out there that just take a breath today and enjoy this moment. Like, my favorite thing to do in the summer is go to Lake Tahoe to Sand Harbor, and every time I go, I take a 15-second video of the water coming up, and I don't post it on my business, I just post it on mine, and it's like, here's your 15 seconds of Zen for the moment, right? Just breathe and enjoy the sounds of Lake Tahoe and the water and the beautiful view for 15 seconds. I'm not trying to sell anything except just have a moment. So don't always feel like you have to find ways to sell in each of these buckets, because that's not always the point. The point is to get people comfortable with you, to feel good about coming to your content, to get value, even if it's just a small snippet of, oh, I like that, and I'm gonna share it because I needed that moment today, right? So don't feel like you always have to be selling in your content buckets, okay? We'll keep moving then. So personal, so this can also tie into that inspirational, as Cindy said, you know, something that you like as you're talking about that inspiration, why do you like it? Maybe. But that personal bucket, it helps your audience get to know you and or your business, and raises awareness about who you are as a person and as a company. Because again, a lot of this stuff is gonna go on social media, and social media is social, which means humans interacting with humans, right? So even though we're a company, we're also human beings in the company. And so sharing things like behind the scenes, or this is our team's favorite thing to do, or this is our favorite coffee. We drink a lot of coffee at our company.
Share like your own experience.
Yeah, you could share your own experience. Share something that you really love. Share something that your team loves, if you have a team, right? If you've got, share your passion. Share things that get them to know you as a person, as a company. It could be a behind the scenes, it could be a Q&A question. Ask me anything, right? Ask me whatever you want, it's fine. You could do a live video showing an experience, right? So, or a reel or something, something that shows kind of that personality behind you and your company. Entertainment, like blooper videos.
Yeah, that probably crosses.
But yeah, I mean, some of these can cross over into different categories. These are really just to get you thinking about going down that rabbit hole of content in one lane, right? So instead of being all over the place, you can go down, you're giving yourself permission to go down the rabbit hole of a particular type of content. And it might move over into others, absolutely. But yeah, blooper reels, like, I don't know who likes to watch those at the end of movies when they have them, but I love those. I think they're so fun, because I want to see them giggling over, maybe they're trying to have a serious moment and they can't stop laughing. So number 4 is promotional. So this is that highlight of your sales and your products to your audience. And I have in here, word of caution, use this bucket sparingly, because it could turn off your users, right? It could turn off your audience. I don't like it when people are selling to me all the time, right? because I'm getting sold to all day long. I don't want it to be over and over and over again all the time. Like, give me something of value beyond just your sales. So this would be your product intros, your sales announcements, anything new that you have going on. I'm sure we could all think of really great content to put in this bucket, right? Number 5 is conversational. So it's getting your audience engaged. Social media is meant to be social, right? It's in the name of the platforms. So how can you engage in two-way conversations? You can ask questions, ask me anything, go live and invite others to join. Share your answer in the comments. We like to do like a this or that category in this bucket where it's like for a wedding venue. Do you like cake? Traditional dessert for your wedding, or do you like something else like donuts or cupcakes or pastries, or, you know, answer in the comments. We want to know what you like. We want to know indoor or outdoor wedding. We can handle both, but we want to know what you like, right? Spring or summer, spring or fall, winter or fall, any of those. Entertainment. This is meant to be fun content. This is where your bloopers come in, or your throwback photos. There's, I've got a proposal out to a company that has been making utility trailers since 1936, and their trailers used to go behind tanks during war. That's so cool, right? It's not like traditional entertainment, but man, like that's just cool to see that they've been out. So those throwback photos, like throwback to 1936 when we were, you know, being towed behind this tanker, right? I mean, that's a really cool thing that you can share. And then fun videos. I love fun videos. Images, the blooper reels, all of those types of things. Your user-generated content, so UGC. So that way you know what UGC is going forward, because people like to put, you know, jargon out. This is content that comes from your user. So Franda, just because it's easy, right? I take a picture of my pizza and I post it and I tag it and I say, man, this was the best pizza. Nick and Willie's is the spot. Well, share that, use that. When you do it, make sure you tag them or mention them, give them credit. We do that with our photographers that come and shoot at our wedding venue. We put them out there, and any other vendors that we might know, the food, the caterer, the florist, the DJ. We're always putting them in our stuff, because then they're liking it, they're sharing it, they're putting it out there, and then they're tagging us in their content, and we're reusing it and tagging them back. It's all this like love fest of user-generated content, right? Okay, going on to 8, 9, and 10, and then we're gonna start going into the work, okay? So product content, this is showing off your product. Peter, you could show a different product all day, every day, right? You're not going to only do that, but I know you could, but you're not going to do that because you're gonna do other content buckets too, right? But you've got so many cool products, like what's the newest 2023 trending promotional product out there? So some of these could be new services. If you're launching it, maybe you're launching a new industry, like you're going after a different industry beyond hotels or different things. Maybe you're going after uniforms, right? That would be something that you could, a product push, absolutely, or a service push, yeah. Lists and tips. Lists and tips that make your audience's life better or easier are always popular. We're always looking for hacks or somebody to tell us what to read or what to listen to, right? Make it easy for me to find cool content to digest, or easier ways to do things. Give me a list of 5 ways to get my kids to eat their vegetables at night without yelling. I'm in, right? Because my 6-year-old is picky. So those are great ways to do that. I mentioned the PSAs that we do for the firefighters. Well, along with our PSA that it's National Burn Awareness Month, here's our list of 5 ways that you can keep your children safe in the kitchen, right? Easy. It's an easy 5 ways, heart healthy, heart awareness for women. Here's 5 ways that women specifically can do these things to keep your heart healthier. You can do that.
Yep.
Here's 5 ways that you can use oils in your life to establish a calm presence in your environment, or, you know, whatever that might be. Yeah. There's 5 ways that you can cook your pizza better, right? Do you like crispy crust? Do you like bubbling cheese? Here's what you can do at home. And then the last one, which I think is the moneymaker here, is your success stories and your testimonials. Because that's you proving that what you do works, that you have a solution that has been proven to work for people. So case studies that you might have, we share our work on how we made a difference for our clients, right? We share, you might share, Franda, you got an awesome review. Share that. Renee, you changed someone's life and they wrote a book because they were able to work through all the stuff to become limitless in their capabilities, right? I mean, I got goosebumps on that one, right? You guys saved your money, your clients' money by them coming to you, and time, because they don't have to track you down to get their stuff because you're dependable, right? Your artists sell because you help them, give them a space to show their work that they may never have been able to show their work before, and you gave them a safe place to do that, and they sold something. That's amazing, right? Exercise number 1, we've got all 10 of our content buckets listed here. I want you to choose no more than 6.
It's still a lot.
It is still a lot, but no more than 6.
Okay.
Maybe it's 3, and that's okay, right? It's okay if it's only 3. It's okay if it's 6. It's okay if you have ideas for all 10. I don't necessarily recommend that, because then you're gonna go down this rabbit hole of, oh gosh, I've gotta create content in 10 buckets. But get really comfortable. Which ones give you the most ease about, I can do this. I can create. I can go down the inspirational quote rabbit hole like nobody's business. I'm going. I want you to take those buckets that you said yes to, and I want you to start coming up with your ideas.
And this is instrumental, so this really is homework, because this is the catalyst for what we're doing for
Yes.
the rest of the 9 weeks, or 8 more weeks.
Yeah.
So this has to kind of be filled out. Please bring
yeah.
it back with you, because we're going to work through these, and
Yeah.
then we'll be able to work individually with each of you with what you have as your ideas, and then kind of vet out, does it make sense? Is it a way to maybe do something inspirational about cleaning out for a loved one that's deceased without having to pinpoint a particular client?
Right.
There's other ways that we can work around everything. So, but this is really important.
Yeah. So the work that we do in these worksheets, I would recommend doing it every week, because when we get to week 9 and we're going, like, by week 9, you should have a finished content marketing strategy.